I welcome you on today's program. We're sorry for that mix-up that just happened, and we are on ECOSI, Economy of the Southeast, where we talk about the economic development and freedom of our people. You know, when we talk about freedom, it's encompassing. We're talking about political freedom, we're talking about economic freedom, we're talking about even spiritual freedom and mental freedom. In fact, the mental freedom is the one and the most important.
The one that coordinates the
other ones, exactly. And I have with me a seasoned economist, a financial expert, the head of our investment corporation, BVI investment company. And he has been a wonderful person. We've been talking about how to get our economy working, because it is only those who are financially strong and independent can boldly stand up for the freedom of their people without taking bribe. And also, it is only those who have eaten very well and living very well that can voice out for their freedom. Not only those that are being oppressed. But never the case. We want from now that our land will be financially and economically robust. Very strong. So we are talking about the made in Igboland products. Why is it that you and I prefer to patronize foreign-made products? Just because it is foreign. Just because it is foreign, you now assume they have more quality than those made in Igboland. And some of you might think it is made in Nigeria. Oh yes, I must tell you that 95% of made in Nigeria products are produced by Igbo, because Igbos are the industrial heartbeat of Nigeria. They are the ones at the forefront of industrialization and economic advancement of Nigeria. When you talk about retailing, when you talk about production, manufacturing, it is Igbo. Their ingenuity is incomparable. You can't match it anywhere. So, not just Igbo. This is also to the entire Nigerians and Africa in general, because this colonial mentality has eaten deep into the subconscious mind of an ordinary, an average black man. And that is why mental freedom is very important. This inferiority complex is making our people to think that products made in Africa, products made in Nigeria, and products made in Igboland are inferior to that came from us. So that is why we are here to dissect them. We are going to come from the angle of the government, the failure of the government in Igboland, because charity begins at home. The failure of governments of Igboland and the people in Igboland, the Igbos themselves, whether you are in Igboland or anywhere in the world, your attitude towards products made in Igboland. We are going to dissect all of that and provide solution. I'm opening the floor for you to give us your own insight.
Yeah, Chineke, thank you. And my dear people out there, greetings to all of you. Chineke, I want you to always introduce me as village economics. Would you mind?
You can go on.
Because instead of seasoned economics, I'm village economics, because I understand the street economics and what people should do to get their life going in terms of economics, in terms of flow of money, the dynamics of our local economies. Having said that, the first freedom we think of is mental freedom, and Chinedu has done a lot of work there to have a platform that should be able to connect our people across the world. Have a platform such that you can come and express yourself, express your views and your opinion over the way things are done. I think with this platform, it tends and it targets to take care of our mental disposition towards the way we see things. Thereafter, we'll now talk about economic freedom. Economic freedom starts with knowing, identifying your needs, what to produce, where to produce, who to produce for, when and how. These are the things we should be looking at today to know exactly why Igbo, you say business, Igbo ingenuity. Igbo men have businesses scattered all over the world. But down here in Alaibo, we are finding it difficult to fix our land. Is it that we are not thinking enough, or is it that the enabling environment is not okay for business to thrive in Alaibo? These are more that we should be looking at, yeah, considering what we already have, and then looking at a way forward to bring our wealth home, to make Alaibo the next Dubai, where investors should remember when they think of investing, when they think of producing, they look at our land.
All right. I think you're on it. We are trying to navigate through this hard network turbulence. Yeah, we are experiencing some network hitches, although it is still going. But I believe you can hear us. The thing might be cracking somehow, but just stay fastening your seatbelt. You know, that is what is been announced when you have such experience on the aircraft. So fasten your seatbelt, because the most important thing is the message.
Yeah, that's important.
Don't mind the carriers of the message. Okay, now talking about beginning with the governors.
Yeah.
We have had and seen occasions where governors import vehicles for security purposes and for official purposes of their states. And they go all the way to America, China, Germany, India to import some of these vehicles. We have seen them, both for transportation, but all procured by the government of the Southeast. Whereas the same vehicles are produced not in Nigeria, but in Igboland, the heart of Igboland. And I wonder, are our governors, the governors of the Southeast, are they enemies of progress, or don't they understand the importance of patronizing made in Igboland products? Now, for avoidance of doubt and argument, we know the benefits of each and every one of these state governments to patronize made in Igboland vehicles. At least to a large extent. The employment impact, you always talk about purchasing power and the ability to spend. You made us to understand how economic growth in Igboland will even reduce crime.
Yes, of course.
So,
when people are busy,
punch on it as we proceed.
Yes, Chinedu, thank you for raising this point. We've seen it happen in Imo a few weeks ago. We've also seen it in Anambra here, where a sitting governor, instead of going into discussion with the innocent motor plant we have here, will take that decision to, go outside the land to start importing foreign vehicles, where it is possible that such vehicle could be purchased locally.
Yeah.
That act should be condemned. It shouldn't be encouraged in any way, in any manner. Why I'm saying this is that government should be seen as providing an enabling environment for other form of development to take off. Government should be seen, to be solving the macroeconomic goals of employment, price stability, inflation, equitable distribution of income. And if you look at this singular action by taking our hard-earned resources outside the borders of Igboland, what the government is trying to say is that the already existing plants should look elsewhere for their market. Government is the highest, not the highest or employer of labor, but government is in better position to take very hard decisions as in economic activities. In this case, allocation of resources. When government uses their resources, which is people's resources anywhere, to patronize locally produced goods, you do not need to be an economist for you to understand that government directly and indirectly is encouraging the company to go into more production. And more production means expansion. Expansion means engaging more hands. Engaging more hands means solving the problem of unemployment in the land. So this has vicious circle. It starts from one end and it goes round like this.
Mm-hmm.
But however, having said this, we are seated in down here, putting our heads together to see why government is not doing that. Because it doesn't take any rocket science or expertise for you to understand that if government needs to buy boxes, we have in-laws in here that should send those boxes to government.
Hello, who is calling? Are you on for this program? Oh, I think that's it. Continue.
So, like I said, that yeah, we can send in our opinion, of course, public opinion, the way we see it, but we may not know or we may not be able to understand why governors are not doing exactly what we expected them to do, which is patronizing the local manufacturers. It could be that you talk of interest. Many people, before they do anything, think of interest. What interest could be considered in this instance? I've seen a situation where governors are thinking the kind of money they will make importing
some of those things,
cars outside the country. They think about foreign partners. They think about deals, and thinking about deal means against the public interest in favor of personal interest. In this case, their thinking is that if you do transaction with a foreign company, it will be kept secret without being exposed to the local vendors within the country. This is one of the reasons why they consider going outside Nigeria.
That's they influence the purchases and budget of those procurement and all that.
Of course, you know that, and that is interest. This is
and
at the expense of public.
Yes, another thing again that is very important that we note out there is that some people actually have come up with this accusation, which I believe to a large extent could be true.
Yeah.
That most of the governors or government officials prefer to procure some of these things from outside, basically because they are using it as a means to launder money abroad. How could that thing be true? Because to me, I believe that it makes a whole lot of sense that could be true. It's very, very much possible. Because taking a common man thing.
No, how do you launder?
By inflating prices.
That is interest. Is exactly what I said. I said they make extra money by dealing with foreign companies. By so doing, take for instance, you have a vehicle, a car that is sold at 5 million naira, and you are in discussion with a foreign company that should be able to give you discount at a discounted rate of 2.3 million naira. 2.3 million naira. For every car, you are making 2.7 million naira, based on that negotiated deal.
All right. We are going to take a very short break, and I implore you to stay tuned with us as we try to sort out some very important issues. Stay tuned, don't go, we'll be right back. Sorry about that. We're welcome back again on this program. We had some little interruption, and we are still on the program, ECOSI, Economy of the Southeast, and we're discussing issues that affect us as a people. Indeed. So I'm here with Ndubisi and Enugu, who is here with me to discuss this thing in detail. So please, if you want to call us, this is a live program. You can call through the number you're seeing right there on the screen, and you can also reach us through WhatsApp on the same number. Now, we are talking about the government involvement.
Yeah.
So, what is the implication of not patronizing by the government this medical product? We are talking about vehicles, and there are many other ones.
There are so many other products.
Now, surprisingly, the other time I made a video. Some of you might have seen it.
Yeah.
It's right on our platform YouTube here, where I went to buy a battery, purchase car battery.
Yeah.
I've been buying all these Chinko batteries that they are calling it, and it fails within 3 months. That's my personal experience I'm sharing to you guys. It fails every 3 months. I'll go and buy a new battery. Every 3 months, I'll start buying battery. So at this very instance, I went to a shop to buy another battery as usual. And the guy brought out battery because I'm sick and tired of all those inferior batteries. I told him, all these things you are bringing, I've used them before, and they will always fail. Don't you have something that is more superior and original? Don't bother about the price. Give me something that has value for money. The guy told me, but if I tell you this one, I don't know how you feel. Oh, I don't think you are going to be happy about it. Oh, but anyway, I have one battery, but our people don't usually buy it. In fact, because our people don't purchase it. I asked him why. He said that the battery is made in Igboland.
It's local.
It's local battery. And because of that, our people don't possess it. So, but you told me that with guarantee and assurance that that is the best battery that is in this shop. This is a very big, the guy is one of the biggest importers of that battery, of foreign batteries and all the rest of them there. He said, you see all this battery you are seeing here, that one is the best. And it is made in Igboland. Then, he said, I'm going to demonstrate to you. He brought a machine, something like a tester. He brought the foreign ones and tested it. And brought that local one and tested it. And showed it to me clear, that blue and black. The one made in Igboland was far more superior. And I've been using it since then. I had never had any issue with that battery all that since that time.
I know, he told me about it.
I published it on our platform. If you are doubting me, you can go and visit that video. I'm going to put the link at the end of this program on this video so that you can watch that video. I bought that video, I bought that battery, and up to today, I am still enjoying it without having any cause to fear about failure of battery. Now you can now understand the problem of our people. Our people don't want to patronize it. You can imagine if all our people are patronizing that battery. The money they are taking outside the shores of Igboland and the shores of Nigeria, I'm not talking about Nigeria, the shores of Igboland is enormous.
It is.
And the employment you are losing because of that. Now, only Igbo will now from here sell his father's land, his Andriod, to travel to China in search of job. That our people are here taking the money to those places to patronize them and provide job opportunities in China. Now, I think there is something seriously wrong with our people.
No, there is what Adeni's man said. It's like mathematics turned upside down.
Development turned upside down.
You know, when mathematics is turned upside down like this, I think it's quite complicated. The situation is quite complicated.
Honestly.
And that is why I told you to call me the village economics. Because this is the time for us to go to